You're watching Rain Knight Gaming.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rain Knight Gaming. I'm Rain Knight, and in this video, we're going to be continuing our effort at looking into each of the structure decks and deciding which structure deck is the best in a closed format of structure deck versus structure deck. Because here in a couple weeks, we're going to get the game, and we're going to get those events where they release the structure decks, and you have to pick which one of the structure decks, 1, 2, 3, or 4, you want to play versus everybody else. So in these videos, I'm taking a look at them, I'm doing testing, I'm going 10 versus 1, 10 versus 2, 10 versus 3, 10 versus 4, doing tons of games to get those numbers and statistics to let you know, is this a good deck to play? Is it not? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Actually, I do know because I've already done the testing. Okay, let's jump into it. Last week we did Structure Deck 1 and it was amazing. This week we're doing Structure Deck 2 and it's a cool looking deck. As you can see, this is Wings of Advance. The Gundam Wing series is its one staple that it has. So you get to play, the Gundam Wing, the Tall Geese, which are cool cards. But are they good? Who knows? Okay, jumping right into it. As you can see, I did give myself 2 of the LRs and then occasionally other cards just to get to that 50 card limit. Some people did say they think they're going to introduce some more cards for the set. If they do, I'll take another look at them, see if that changes things much. But realistically, these decks are going to win or lose off your 4 ofs. How many consistency cards do you have? How easy it is for you to not run out of cards, to get the value you need out of your cards. And this one has a little trouble in that. Going over it, we've got Goes. We'll call them Goes. We've got one right here. It's an Oz, so different foundation right there than you're used to seeing if you played beta this whole time. This is a 1/1 blocker, so that's awesome. If you watched the earlier video, I'm a big fan of early cards like this that have effects. So this is going to be a really good card to start off with. Then we've got Mag-Cat. We'll just call it Mag. We got Mag, he's 2/2, 3/2, so good stat line there. Just a really good starter card because you can clear base with it. And you can take a 1/1 blocker to the face, all that kind of stuff. Not too bad. Just a good solid card. Leo, it's 2/2, 2/2. I don't love this card. It's a vanilla. It doesn't give you, this card is better than it. I don't even know why this card exists, except for you can link with it, but you're really not going to link that early off in the game, I don't think, because you don't want to waste your linking potential with that. So, yeah. Oh, and we've got Bird Mode. Bird Mode's a pretty cool card. Lets you ramp because this deck is all about getting to that late game, and it's all why this deck has some problems because it has a weaker late game. Like the 1/1 is good, the Mag is good, Leo is not great, and this is a 2/2 that costs 3 at level 3. Yes, it gives you an EX token. Is that good enough? I'm not really sure. It's if it was a 3/2, I would be totally different. I'd be on board with it, but I'm just not sure about it. Then we've got Sandrock. I don't like Catra. He's the dumbest character in the entire series, so I don't like Sandrock all that much. And Sandrock being a vanilla, that's kind of his personality, so yeah, it matches up. The stat line's not bad. A 4/2 is a 4/3, and then if you link on your Catra, he gets to go. It's not terrible, but it's underwhelming, especially for your level 4 play. I think it's kind of underwhelming. Turn 5 is when you're really going to start getting into your power of this deck. And if you can make it to that point and still have a fair amount of shields, you're okay. But a lot of times, this deck gets rushed down real bad. And Tall Geese, while awesome that it can restand and attack, the 4/4 stat line feels a little flimsy. It's actually kind of difficult to trade into 2 units and not die on the first one or, different things like that. You usually have to trade into a base, then trade into a person. And by itself, it's not even clearing a base. I like it, but it's a little weak, I think. surprisingly, this card tested out a lot better than I thought it would. Heavy Arms, its stat line is not really that great, but it's not terrible. Its really big thing here is when it's paired, not link, that comes into, it's pretty important. And you attack and destroy a unit, you get to deal 1 damage to enemy units that are level 3 or lower, which can clear up a lot of tokens and other things. So this thing can trade, 1 attack for like 3 or 4 cards, which is pretty crazy. And you'll see that in how my matches went out. We'll go over those in a second here once we're done with card by card. So Heavy Arms, surprisingly decent. And then the best card in beta, Wing Gundam. He's awesome. He breaches for 5. He's going to be a 7/7 with his link. Just a gnarly card. But he is a level 6. And if you get to him and you don't have enough shields to survive while you're taking out things with him, you're going to be in trouble. And I kind of figured out the way you play this deck, it's all about link pairing. You can't just mix and match as much because you need that extra attack, like right when you summon things, and those extra abilities to really get the value out of this deck. Matches where I couldn't get my link pairs, I just lost. I just could not. The deck is too slow. So that's kind of the problem. Then we've got 4 institutes and 4 base. Koro base. Let's call this the Tall Geese base. Institute's really good just because it lets you kind of stack the top of your deck. And that's pretty decent. Although, again, it's slow. It's doing something for the next turn. So it's a good card, but I'm not so sure in this format. Probably one of the better bases, I almost think, is the Tall Geese base because it summons out a 4/2 token. And if you already have one of these, it summons out more. Hey, I don't mind that at all. So pretty cool. It summons out 2 1/1 tokens. Pretty awesome. Then we got 2 Hero and 2 Marquee. I put them at 2 just because I figure that's going to hurt the consistency for all the decks. So this one did that as well. If you did have 4 of both of them, I almost wouldn't like it as much still because I found this deck, I bricked on pilots a lot. I don't know why. It just kind of happened. And plus, they're both, you have to link to get their effect, which kind of sucks. You can't do pairing. So it's very restrictive in that. Then we got Siege Ploy. It's a good card for helping to control things because it lets you rest units. Then we've got Fire. This is another pilot, and of course he goes with the Heavy Arms, but you can also just use him to give yourself Breach 3. That can be okay sometimes, but usually with this deck you want to save it so you can get that link pair. And then we got Peaceful Tribute. It's okay. It's a stall tactic basically, making sure you can't lose a shield. It's passive, by definition. So that is the whole deck. And as you can tell, the way I've been talking about it, I'm not that impressed with this deck. I mean, is it a fun deck? Yes. Does it, occasionally just blow things out? Yes. Did it get destroyed in the testing? Pretty much. So versus ST1, it went 5-5. And I got lucky on a couple of those. So this one could have actually been worse. ST1 is probably one of, if not the best structure deck. So that hurts. Didn't test against itself. But then the shocker. I was surprised by this, like totally shocked. It is amazing versus Structure Deck 3. 9-1. And a lot of these matches were not even close. And it's because of Heavy Arms. Because Structure Deck 3 makes a lot of 3-1, 1-1 tokens to help get their rushing. And he was clearing boards by himself. Just amazing against this deck. So, if you think that a lot of people are going to pick Structure Deck 3, it may be worth your look at playing Structure Deck 2 because it just outmatches it. It's really funny how it worked. I was surprised. Like, I was just winning. I was like, when I got to, after 6, I was like, am I going to go undefeated? This is crazy. but pretty crazy stuff. And then, oh, this was a win. I messed that up. Win. There we go. And then Structure Deck 4, again, 5/5. Structure Deck 4, when we get into it, it has a lot of similarities to Structure Deck 2. I mean, Structure Deck 1. So that's probably why I just didn't do good against it. But some of my notes, it's better than I thought going into it. I didn't think it was going to win many matches at all, which it didn't, but against Structure Deck 3, very good. It's the best ending deck, so if you can get to that late game, you've got a really good shot. And you need to link. You need to link pair. That is probably the most important part of this deck, is to figure out how to link pair, saving cards to do it so you can have those power turns. This is all about power creep. Once you get to that turn 5 and 6 where your power really turns on, you have to get there healthy enough to not just get ran over. And that's usually where this deck fell pretty short. Okay, so my reaction to this deck, this is probably the worst one of 4. We'll get into the other 2 later this week, but it's definitely 3rd or 4th. Maybe 4th. Yeah, it was 4th. It's the worst deck. I would not recommend playing this one in the tournament. Again, unless you see everyone picking red, then you can go ahead and pick it to be like just a counter pick, but realistically, I wouldn't play it. I mean, it'll get better once you can put more cards in it. The Operation Meteor decks are pretty good, but the non-structure deck cards give it that extra oomph to get into the late game. My dog's back. Hey, Zelda. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Hopefully you like these videos. Hopefully you guys are getting some information out of them, and hopefully you'll come back for more later. Remember what I say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.